The evolution of societies, from tribes to modern cities. The evolution of human societies is one of the most fascinating and complex topics in anthropology, history and sociology. From the first cave-dwelling tribal groups that depended on hunting and gathering to the ultra-modern metropolitan cities of today, humanity has come a long and multidimensional way. This process was neither linear nor uniform, but characterized by upheavals, revolutions and constant adjustments. In this article, we will examine in detail the key phases of this development, highlighting the factors that contributed to the transformation of societies and the effects these changes had on human life. The first tribal societies. The first human societies appeared about 200,000 years ago, during the Paleolithic era. These societies were organized into small tribal groups, usually consisting of 20 to 50 people. These tribes were primarily based on a hunting and collective economy, with their members dependent on the natural resources of their region for their survival. The social structure was simple, with roles allocated based on gender, age and ability. Social relationships and roles in tribal societies. Social relations were based on family and clan ties. The family was the basic unit of society, and most activities were organized around it. Men were usually responsible for hunting and protecting the tribe, while women were involved in gathering plants, caring for children and preparing food. There was little social hierarchy, and decisions were often made by consensus or with the advice of elders, who were considered the most experienced and wise. The importance of cooperation was critical to the survival of tribal societies. People worked together to hunt, gather food, and build shelters. This cooperation strengthened social ties and helped create a common identity and culture. Language, art and religious beliefs began to develop as means of communication and expression. The Agricultural Revolution and the emergence of agrarian societies. 2.1. The transition from hunting to agriculture. The Agricultural Revolution, which occurred about 10,000 years ago, marked a major turning point in human history. Cultivating plants and domesticating animals allowed people to settle permanently in an area, and develop more complex social structures. This transition led to the emergence of agrarian societies, which were based on agriculture and animal husbandry. Social stratification and land ownership. In rural societies, land ownership became a central factor in social stratification. The wealthiest and most powerful people owned large tracts of land, while the poorest worked as tenants or serfs. This differentiation led to the emergence of social classes and the development of more complex political systems. The development of technology. The Agricultural Revolution contributed to the development of new technologies, such as the plow, the wheel, and pottery. These innovations improved productivity and allowed for population growth. The appearance of the first villages and settlements created new challenges, such as the organization of society and the management of resources. The development of the first city-states. 3.1. The appearance of cities. The development of agriculture and population growth led to the appearance of the first cities. These city-states were centers of political, economic and cultural activity. The first cities, such as Mesopotamia, Egypt and the Indus Valley, developed around rivers, which provided water for irrigation and transportation. Political organization and religion. In the city-states, political organization became more complex, with the emergence of kings and priestly orders. Religion played a central role in social life, with priests having significant influence on society's decisions and practices. Temples and religious centers were often the main buildings in cities, symbolizing the centrality of religion in everyday life. The Classical Age and the growth of empires. 4.1. The emergence of empires. The Classical era was marked by the growth of great empires, such as the Roman Empire, the Persian Empire, and the Han Empire in China. These empires were characterized by the expansion of their territories, the introduction of monetary systems and the development of infrastructure such as roads and aqueducts. Cultural and economic exchange. Empires facilitated cultural and economic exchange between different regions. The introduction of new technologies, such as the use of iron and the development of writing, contributed to the further development of societies. In addition, the spread of religions, such as Christianity and Buddhism, affected social and political structures. Medieval societies and feudalism. 5.1. The feudal structure. In medieval Europe, the feudal structure dominated social and political organization. The feudal lords, who were powerful landowners, provided protection to the peasants in return for labor and loyalty. This system created a hierarchical society, with kings and nobles at the top and peasants and serfs at the bottom. The role of the church. The church played a central role in medieval society, offering not only spiritual guidance but also education and health. Monasteries were centers of learning and preservation of knowledge, while the church had significant influence on political decisions. The development of medieval cities. Medieval towns developed around castles and churches, and became centers of trade and craft. Guilds, which were organizations of workers, played an important role in the economic and social life of cities. The development of trade. The medieval period saw the development of trade, with the appearance of the first trade networks and trade routes, such as the railway. This development contributed to economic growth and the exchange of cultures. The Renaissance and the Age of Discovery. 6.1. The revival of learning and art. The Renaissance marked a period of revival of learning, art and science. Humanist ideas placed the individual at the center of attention, while Gutenberg's invention of printing facilitated the dissemination of knowledge. This period also saw the development of the scientific method, which fundamentally changed the way people perceived the world. The Age of Discovery. The Age of Discovery allowed Europeans to explore and colonize new areas around the world. This period saw the emergence of the First World empires, such as the Spanish and Portuguese empires. The exchange of goods, ideas and cultures between Europe, the Americas, Africa and Asia had a profound effect on societies around the world. The Scientific Revolution. The Renaissance contributed to the scientific revolution, with scientists such as Galileo and Newton discovering new laws of nature. This revolution fundamentally changed the way people perceived the world and influenced the development of technology. The development of art. Renaissance or the development of art, with artists such as Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo creating masterpieces. The art of this period is characterized by the revival of classical ideas and the evolution of perspective. The Industrial Revolution and the development of modern cities. 7.1. The Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the 18th century, radically changed the way people lived. The invention of new machines and technologies, such as the steam engine and the loom, led to the development of industry and the mass production of goods. This change had significant social and economic effects, including migration from rural areas to cities. The development of modern cities. The Industrial Revolution led to the rapid growth of cities as people moved to work in factories. Modern cities became centers of economic activity, with the development of infrastructure such as railway networks and public services. However, this rapid urbanization also brought problems, such as overpopulation, poverty, and pollution. The development of transport. The Industrial Revolution contributed to the development of transportation, with the advent of railroads, steamships, and automobiles. These innovations facilitated the transportation of goods and people and contributed to economic growth. The development of education. The Industrial Revolution led to the development of education, with the emergence of the first public schools and universities. Education became more accessible and contributed to the development of technology and science. Modern times and globalization. 8.1. Globalization, which accelerated in the 20th century, has transformed the world into an interconnected economy and society. Technological advances, such as the internet and public transportation, have facilitated the exchange of goods, information, and people globally. This process has profoundly affected social, economic, and political structures. The challenges of modern societies. Modern societies face many challenges, such as inequality, climate change, and political conflicts. Rapid technological development has created new opportunities, but also new concerns, such as the loss of jobs due to automation and the protection of privacy in the digital environment. The development of technology. The modern era is characterized by the rapid development of technology, with the emergence of the internet, mobile phones, and artificial intelligence. These innovations have radically changed the way people live and have created new opportunities and challenges. The development of the world economy. Globalization has led to the development of the global economy, with countries becoming increasingly dependent on each other. This process has created new opportunities for economic growth, but also new challenges, such as economic inequality and climate change. Evolution of societies from tribes to modern cities is a complex and continuous process. Each phase of this development has been shaped by the particular historical, economic, and cultural factors of its time. As societies continue to evolve, it is important that we understand the forces that shape our lives and address the resulting challenges in a way that promotes the well-being of all.